Hi everyone, welcome to Tuesday. And of course, every Tuesday, as you know, we pop on and just have a look at the performance of the New Zealand top 50 stocks on our stock exchange, being the S&P NZSX50. And like always, just remember that this is for educational purposes only. It's certainly not intended to be personalised advice or taking anyone's personal circumstances into account. So without further ado, let's jump over. So as you can see here, I have got the S&P NZSX50 up on the screen. And what we have really sort of seen, last week we did have a bit of a down week. And to be honest, that comes as no surprises for the fact that, especially on Thursday, I think it was, the US market sold off extremely sharply. And we quite often see that our market will follow suit. It didn't perhaps fall as much as the American market, but we certainly did have some sell through there. Not a lot of volume though when you look down here. So even though there was a reasonable amount of drop off, we didn't see a huge amount of volume in that example. To be honest, it doesn't concern me. If I hover over this third candle in, that was where it closed 2 weeks ago. And we've sort of got a resistance line, if you like, around that 2,100 points. So if you follow the dotted line across, you can see that it hit it back here as well, which, read my date up, which was about May last year. So, and that's quite common. You will find that a market will reach a potential high that it's hit previously in some previous time, and then it will sort of bounce around that point for a bit before it will maybe sometimes continue on to higher growths. And I think I mentioned last week, we did see a high in the last 2 years back in January 2023. So it's still looking okay for me. I've certainly been looking for long opportunities or investment opportunities in individual stocks, but only those that are on the S&P top 50. And the reason for that is because I've got liquidity. I've been caught before in shares that haven't been on the main board, sometimes even on the main board, but they just don't have the liquidity. And so that's something that's really important to me, is that I can obviously get in when I want to, but also get out. So just going back to the S&P 50, we can see here that where it's trading at, if I take the ATR, which is sitting at around 194, divide it by our index, we've got around 1.6% volatility. That for me is within the realms of acceptability, because anything up over 5 or 5%, I certainly don't want to be looking for any new positions. We'll pop on our indicators, our moving averages, 30 exponential, and also the 15. And like I've said before, these are not magic numbers. These are just the numbers that I use. If you're going to use any indicators, the great thing about them is to be consistent. So don't use, say, 30 and 15 for 1 week and then suddenly go and change it to a 50 and 100 the following week, because you're going to get mixed results. And you might find that one gives you a really good result this time, but it may not be this as a good result next time. So it's important to make sure that you use whatever it is, the same indicators time and time again, but keep a record as well. And then you'll find out what trades or indicators are actually working in your favor, okay? And you're never going to get all of them right 100% of the time. But for me, it's about reducing risk and looking at possibilities. So looking at these moving averages, as you can see, the market's still trading above them, which is a very, very good indicator. I've talked before, we saw the 15-week moving average cross through the 30 back in January this year, and that was when I started looking for some long positions or actual positions within the stocks on the main board. So, hey, like I say, even though we had a bit of a down week last week, it's not something to be super concerned about. It looks like, even though the market's just saying down, it's down about 0.3% at the moment. It looks like, we might have had a little bit of a good starting week, so who knows. So that's it for this week. Come back on Thursday and we're going to have a look at Manawa Energy. It's certainly not a share I had ever thought about or looked at before, but it was certainly something that caught my eye when I was going through just my trading signals and things. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes in the future. And like I say as well, if you want me to do a review on a share that you're interested in, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do so. And it doesn't matter if it's on the main 50 index or if it's somewhere else. Just let me know and we'll bring it up and cast our eye over it. So until then, have a great week. Thanks very much.